Hello there, it's Dr. Tony, and I want to share with you that I think some of you ladies will be planning your own funeral or cooking the meal for your own funeral one day, not to be macabre, because you're doing that much. You're doing that much, and you're not even enjoying the good times. You're not enjoying the holidays. You're dreading the next one that's coming up. So I wanted to check in with you before we even get there so that you can do yourself a favor. Okay. So please let us know where you are when you're watching this, even if it's on replay. And also, if you have any questions about how to get your life together, let me know. But this is very important because a lot of us never think we're going to turn into our mother or our grandmother and be running around during the holidays, be frustrated and upset that things didn't go as planned. But some of us, really, that's where we are. And I know what we've all probably been there. So I wanted to talk about that today because it's starting to take a toll on you, and it's not going to get better if you don't start to think more clearly while there's no pressure, while we're not quite up against the next one. You need to start making notes to yourself about what you do want. So unfortunately, I was talking to one of my colleagues. I mean, she's a great lady, and I was saying, "Hey, are you gonna host like you did last year? I know you really enjoy when everybody comes over and you have this whole brunch." I mean, she has this whole elaborate thing, and she enjoys it, right? Normally. But because of some unanticipated work that came into the mix, she's like, I'm on call. I have to cover for a colleague who's out sick unexpectedly. Somebody, ended up taking off for disability or something. And the kids have activities that somehow that school calendar didn't quite get in her inbox, or she didn't get to open it. And it just piled on. So this idea that you do this all the time usually works out, but it didn't. It didn't work out this time. And so I was asking her, did she enjoy her holiday? And she about fell out. No, I did not enjoy my holiday. And I'm starting to rethink a few things because not only did I not have any free time, I didn't really get an opportunity because of the preparation to really take stock of the fact that I was going to use the whole extra day off to get ready for the event and then clean up after it. Yeah, she had help, but the point is, if you're feeling frustrated, you're starting to think about canceling a few things, you're worried about this big cruise that's coming up. I'm telling you, people are planning, but the women I hear from are really worried that this is not going to be a good time. I'm going to need a vacation from my vacation because of how much work is stacked up. So I want to talk to you about the ways that we need to take a look closer, 5 ways that we kind of get in trouble in the holiday season. So one of them is that we have these memories of the past, and we don't really think about the grief that can come over you that you didn't really anticipate. But sometimes it's, wow, you're pulling out the china and you're remembering a loved one. Sometimes it's the nostalgia of when I was pregnant, for example. I'm pregnant and I'm thinking about all the people who aren't going to be here in the beginning. So you can't always anticipate this. So sometimes it's the memories that come up, and you're just kind of going through the motions because you really haven't had a chance to process that information or process that loss, or it's a trigger. And you don't always know that it's going to come and get you, but some of us really are now understanding better that the holidays, all kinds, can really trigger some things, for us. Number 2, work. Work tends to spill over. And I don't know about you, but do you have a job that it's a little bit hard to clear your inbox? I was talking to a consult recently. She's like, I actually love my job. I actually love what I do. But the one thing I really don't like, really don't like, is that the inbox is never clear. It's never empty. It's never finished. There's always a new message. As soon as I complete something, there's more. So, of course, vacation, once again, becomes this stressor because no one's really going to take that off your plate while you're gone most of the time. Being more aware of this is going to be important if you want to just avoid all the stress and drama of the burnout, right? So most of us are anal retentive checklist people. And knowing that delegation is part of it, but it doesn't ever really work out for you because you're very particular about how you want things done, and you misjudge how long it takes to do everything. So work encroaches on this wonderful thing you planned. You're excellent at it, you really love it, and work gets in the way. Okay. Sometimes during the holiday season, we have some guilt around who needs to be there and what all we need to do. And we're really particular about how we want it to be. We want it to be a great experience for everyone. So you're playing this hostess. You're trying to make sure everybody's comfortable. You're trying to make sure you think of everything. You're trying to make sure that the gluten-free person gets what they need on their plate. But in the real world, not having taken room for yourself is super common. So I want to point these things out to you so that while you're in a period of reflection, you can say, you know what? Here's some things that just didn't go well. Here's some things that I noticed or realized during this event, this most recent holiday, or even over ones few months ago that really still are sitting with you, kind of not too thrilled about. um, and then the labor. What I've also seen is that the distribution of labor for women, especially if there's kids involved or elders involved, the distribution of labor can be really uneven. Okay. So when you're saying, man, I'm excited about this trip, you're not just packing for yourself. You're not just packing for the kids or whatever. You also have to be the one who might have planned the trip, who might have to make sure all of the airport transfers are there. You know, people are telling me they're going on cruises and different things now that the weather is better, and also because the kids are out of school and things of that nature. So I'm hearing a lot about this right now, and I just want you to pause and reevaluate what you want to do with your time, what you want to do with your time off, and how you can make it a more enjoyable experience for yourself. Because a lot of my colleagues and friends and clients, they are a big time breadwinner in the house. You know, we missed the money if they decided they don't want to work anymore. So you've got a lot of responsibilities already. But if we're not being real clear about what's not working for us, I am concerned that more of the same is coming your way, and people are not going to read your mind. The communication that you've taken time to voice and share doesn't land on ears that start moving the hands. You know, they're not, people aren't volunteering to fix the problem or step in the way you would like. And so this is a really good exercise when things are not as they should be. First of all, give yourself some grace, but in the meantime, let's figure out how we can really take a moment for ourselves and honor the fact that you've come really far. You deserve a break. You deserve to sleep more, rest more, and actually look forward to the things that you've earned. I hear it every day. I wouldn't be talking about it if it wasn't a problem. And I even was speaking with a lady who her wedding was a huge stressor. It's not that the wedding planning isn't a pain in the rear. We all have done some sort of event where the wedding planning, the shower for a friend, etc., is not. It's a whole list of things that need to be done. But the big issue was that the people who were supposed to show up for her in the ways that you would for your bachelorette party, or you know, you're going to have the dinner, the rehearsal dinner, right? There's lots of things that go into play that really aren't going to be done by the bride. And unfortunately, when you live in an ecosystem of people, friends, family, etc., who look to you to be the person who does it all, takes care of everything, makes sure it's done right, how do you ever get to enjoy yourself, especially when it's something for you? How do you ever get to really sit back and be loved on, you know, be celebrated, to be joyful, to be rested and looking your best and refreshed and, you know, all, you know, put together, when you're frazzled over some details that people didn't catch on to or just didn't do it the way you thought it should be done? So I hear this, you hear this, and you know this. Even if it's not exactly one of the examples that I gave you. These are real life things. And some of you are getting voluntold by elders who you don't want to be disrespectful, right? So they're like, oh, yeah, we love that so and so you always make. We'll have that for the next event. Memorial Day is coming, etc. So it's not in your head that this is a problem. It's not in your head that this is a burden. And I want to make sure that even though you love these people, even though you really pride yourself in serving and doing a great job at the things that really, some of you love to cook, some of you love to host, under the right circumstances, your life has changed drastically over the past several days, months, or years. And because of that change, maybe your approach needs to change as well. So I'm going to recommend that you beat burnout, you get ahead of these problems, and you start to think about what you want that life to look like. If you want to talk to me, if you can call us at drtonymd.com/talk. I was thinking about also the fact that my burnout program is addressing things that you guys don't even realize are going on in behind the scenes. There's a lot of things that can change for you very quickly in a matter of days, weeks, or months, just a few, if you commit to doing the process. Every client I've ever interviewed on my platform is like, she's going to give you some homework. She's going to have you really think about some things that really you want to push to the side, you don't think are affecting you, but they are. She might send you therapy. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that, because the work that you need to do to change your life and change the way you see the world and change the way people see you is work, and it is going to require consistency. So obviously, if you're not ready to do that, expect more of the same, honestly, or expect to be a little bit miserable for a bit because you won't face the things that are affecting you. But I'm not going to try to tell you that it's easy. I'm going to tell you that once you see the checklist of things that I'm going to recommend based on what you want to achieve in your life, you're going to realize that it is just a decision. It requires you to be decisive and focused and consistent. And all of those things have gotten you where you are today. So why change it now? Okay. drtonymd.com/talk. If you're interested in the burnout program, you want to definitely fill out the application and have a chat with me, because we're ramping up and I want to make sure that you don't put it off until, wow, after you do all the things. It's never done and it's never over. And you're always going to have another list of things and another goal because of how you're wired and how you're built. High performers, we're never done. So it's Dr. Tony, your board certified physician, certified executive coach, who is trying to make sure you can enjoy your work life, your personal life, and your time on your own that you deserve. Talk soon.